Right, thought I'd show a bit of mid-bend action. So this is the front A-pillar hoop. So first of all, I'm doing the two main bends, and then in between here, I'm going to put a sort of a kink, so it goes up and into this sort of volume and pushes it effectively forward. Don't do what I do and put it close to anything in your garage, because it's amazing how much space around it you need. I'm giving myself a proper workout because I can't get the bar. So with the tube in, I've had to rotate it round out the way of this post, and now, yeah, I've had to take the extension off the bar. So, and one sort of trip up the ratchets has got me to, what's that, 54 degrees, and this bend I'm going to 74. So right, carry on. Okay, so I'm really pleased with that. That's really accurate, both sides and symmetrical. See, I've gone a little bit over. I thought I'd given it another 5mm aside, but actually it's pulled in a bit, because when I put the kinks at each end, obviously the ends are going to pull a little bit inwards, but well, it's close enough. I don't want it too close to the pillars, because otherwise I won't be able to put the glass seals in. Anyway, right, let's try and get some kinks in it. That's the first little kink to tuck it up. 18 degrees, I had to bend it to 20. Who can guess my next problem? Yeah. Alright, that chunk of oak is doing its job. So there's a bit more faff because I haven't got it quite as level. So just lots of checking with the die angle is perpendicular to the tube going down. So I've marked basically as close as I could get the die to this bend here, and I've copied it from the other side. So let's get this bend in. Alright, time to get it out. Sod's floor. It was hitting this fucking thing. These are the safety latches on the lift. So I had to lift it up on the second. So it spins around the middle here. This is like the pivot, and you've got all these adjustable positions around. I had to spin it round with a bit of preload on that, load it up, drop the bolt back in, and then pull for every tooth. Anyway, done now. Learned my lesson. I'll probably, well, when I need to, I'll put some more inserts in the floor in the middle of the room. There we go, just to show you how much it's changed. So that's flush with the top. Probably, yeah, somewhere between 5 and 10mm sucked in, which is no problem. So what the idea is then that will sit at an angle like that. Obviously the other way around to the car. And then I'll put a kink at the bottom to go vertically down to the sills. So obviously they're pushing out at all sorts of angles. And then, yeah, put some extra braces. I can put steering support sort of cross beam in. Except now it's too long and I can't get it in the car as it is. So I'll have to lift the body up to test it. Okay, that's the body up in the air. It's been up and down a couple of times. But... So there's the cage tucked up nicely. It's a bit of manipulating. This inner skin will be cut back a chunk. So what I'm kind of doing is getting it right in as far as it'll go, and then ultimately I'll weld it a tiny bit further back just for clearance and cut away some of this. Obviously I need clearance for the window sills and stuff on the sides particularly. So unfortunately it's just a bit too wide to fit within the seam along each side of the sill. So what I'm going to do, I've just been measuring this one, so that's sitting at 35 degrees from the vertical. So I'm going to handily, I've got this reference line, red line if you can see that. So on there I'll kink the bottom in 35 degrees. I'll do some quick measuring to see if I can make sure it lands roughly on this surface. I'll be putting a plate on there anyway, so if it's a bit short it doesn't matter, I'll just build the box up a little bit. So yeah, more bending. That's the bottom bits kinked down. See how that fits. Okay, after that little bit of extra trimming, I think where it's best to show. There you go, so you can see the, actually that's not a bad view. So you can see, so the only clamps I've got are just on the base, just to pull the, just to spread the legs out, open a little bit to sit on the sill properly. And the rest is just where it wants to be. So it's sat up nicely out of the way. So that's, I was worried because I was putting a bit of stress on the body, clamping it up around the windscreen. I don't really want to, well obviously, don't want to deform the windscreen shape. So I don't think I'll do final welds until I've ordered the screen. Probably I'll do that in a few weeks. But yeah, at least that's in position. And I can probably tack a crossbar in for the steering column now. Right, a bit of ghetto mods for you. So I figured, I think the front bar was very slightly off at a slightly different angle at on the driver's side when the passenger looked perfect. It was easy to sort of twist manually, but once it's welded in, there's not actually going to be anything to hold it sort of on the top corners to counteract that twist. This was my solution to permanently twisting it. It's amazingly springy material, but bouncing on the end of that, and it did almost go to the floor. That's how much it took. I've got it bang on now. So try it in the car again. Just mocking up where the crossbar will be. Also want to make sure the wipers can go in and out the whole mechanism, and that's fairly easy. So I've got a finger's worth of space under there, and I need to come down to the steering column mount is here. Obviously that's on pivots to allow for the adjustment. So what I think I'll do is have the bar going in this position and just a little bend at either end just to tuck in. So essentially a diameter sort of offset kink should be about right. I think that's close enough before I start welding in some spreader plates on the sills and things. I think really the body needs to come off, and I need to get some permanent mounts in there because I keep doing tiny adjustments and probably nothing else is fully square. So let's get some proper fixed references and yeah, crack on.